Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there arrived 3 strange monks. These monks were different from any other monks the villagers had ever seen. They did not carry any books, nor did they preach. Instead, they simply laughed. From morning till night, the 3 monks laughed together, filling the village with the sound of their joyful chuckles. This is the story of how their laughter changed the lives of everyone they met. The 3 monks arrived in the village one sunny afternoon. They were dressed in simple robes, their heads were shaved, and they had a certain glow about them. Their faces were always lit up with smiles, and their eyes sparkled with an inner light. The villagers were curious. They had never seen monks behave this way. Monks were supposed to be serious, always meditating or praying. But these 3 monks did nothing but laugh. They laughed when they walked, they laughed when they sat, and they even laughed when they ate. At first, the villagers were confused. They wondered why the monks were laughing. Was it a joke they didn't understand? Were the monks mocking them? But the monks never spoke a word. They simply laughed, and their laughter was so infectious that soon, some of the villagers began to laugh too. One day, a young boy named Jin approached the monks. "Why are you always laughing?" he asked. The monks looked at each other and laughed even louder. Jin felt a strange warmth in his heart. He didn't understand why, but he started to laugh too. As days passed, more and more villagers came to see the laughing monks. Some came out of curiosity, others came hoping to find the reason behind the laughter. But no matter how many questions they asked, the monks never spoke. They only laughed. The villagers began to notice changes in themselves. The blacksmith, who was always grumpy, found himself smiling more often. The old woman, who had been lonely for years, started to feel a sense of joy in her heart. The children, who used to fight and bicker, began to play together peacefully. The monks' laughter was like a magic spell. It had the power to transform sadness into joy, anger into peace, and fear into love. The villagers didn't understand how it worked, but they knew that the monks' laughter was a gift. As time went by, the villagers started to realize that the monks were teaching them something very important. They were teaching them to find joy in the simple things in life, to laugh at their troubles, and to spread happiness wherever they went. The monks never stayed in one place for too long. After a few weeks, they would move on to another village, spreading their laughter and joy wherever they went. But the lessons they left behind stayed with the villagers forever. The story of the 3 laughing monks reminds us that sometimes the most profound teachings come not from words, but from actions. Laughter is a powerful tool for healing and transformation. It can break down barriers, build connections, and bring light to even the darkest places. The presence of the 3 laughing monks began to weave its way into the very fabric of the village. Every day, the villagers found themselves drawn to the monks, unable to resist the contagious joy that radiated from their constant laughter. At first, it was the children who were most affected. They were naturally curious and drawn to the monks' joyful demeanor. The children would gather around the monks, giggling and mimicking their laughter. The monks never spoke a word, but they would laugh heartily along with the children, their eyes twinkling with mirth. One of the children, a boy named Jin, was particularly captivated by the monks. Jin was known in the village for his mischievous nature. He was always getting into trouble, his laughter often turning to tears when he faced the consequences of his actions. But something about the monks' laughter was different. It was pure, unburdened by the troubles of the world. Jin started spending more time with the monks. He would sit near them, listening to their laughter and feeling its warmth seep into his soul. Slowly, Jin began to change. His mischief turned into acts of kindness. He helped his neighbors, played gently with the younger children, and even helped his parents with their daily chores. Jin's laughter, once a source of trouble, became a source of joy for those around him. The adults in the village noticed the change in Jin and began to wonder if the monks' laughter held some kind of magic. The blacksmith, a burly man named Han, was the first to approach the monks. Han was known for his stern demeanor and rarely smiled, let alone laughed. But the monks' laughter intrigued him. One day, he sat near them and listened. At first, Han felt uncomfortable. He was a serious man, and the idea of laughing for no reason seemed absurd. But as he listened to the monks, he felt a warmth spread through him. Their laughter was like a balm, soothing his hardened heart. Han closed his eyes and let out a hesitant chuckle. The monks' laughter grew louder, encouraging him. Soon Han found himself laughing freely, his deep voice booming through the village. The villagers were astonished. They had never heard Han laugh like that before. His laughter was infectious, and soon others joined in. The marketplace, usually bustling with the noise of haggling and chatter, was filled with the sound of laughter. One by one, the villagers found themselves drawn to the monks. There was May, the widow who had been living in solitude since her husband passed away. She found solace in the monks' laughter, and for the first time in years, she felt a glimmer of joy. There was Li, the farmer who had been struggling with his crops. He found hope in the monks' laughter, and his heart lightened with each passing day. Even the village elder, a wise and respected man named Tao, found himself captivated by the monks. Tao had seen many things in his long life, but he had never encountered anything like the monks' laughter. He approached them with curiosity, hoping to uncover the secret behind their joy. But the monks remained silent, their laughter the only answer he received. Tao pondered the meaning of the monks' laughter. He observed how it brought people together, how it healed old wounds and created new bonds. He saw how it transformed the village, turning it into a place of joy and harmony. One day, Tao gathered the villagers and spoke to them. "The monks have brought us a great gift," he said. "Their laughter has shown us the power of joy. It has reminded us that happiness is not found in wealth or possessions, but in the simple act of being present and finding joy in each moment." The villagers nodded in agreement. They had all felt the impact of the monks' laughter in their own lives. They realized that the monks were teaching them an important lesson, not through words, but through their actions. The monks stayed in the village for several weeks, their laughter a constant presence. The villagers grew accustomed to their joyful demeanor, and soon, the sound of laughter became a part of daily life. The village transformed into a place of happiness and peace. The blacksmith's forge, once filled with the sound of clanging metal, now resonated with Han's deep laughter. The marketplace, once filled with the noise of haggling, now echoed with the joyful chatter of villagers. Even the fields, once silent as the farmers toiled away, were now filled with the sound of laughter and song. The villagers began to understand the true power of laughter. They saw how it could heal wounds, mend broken relationships, and bring people together. They realized that the monks' laughter was not just a form of entertainment, but a profound teaching. As the days passed, the villagers found themselves laughing more and worrying less. They learned to find joy in the simple things: a beautiful sunset, the sound of birds singing, the warmth of a loved one's embrace. They discovered that happiness was not something to be pursued, but something to be embraced in each moment. The monks' laughter had a lasting impact on the village. Even after the monks moved on to another village, their laughter remained in the hearts of the villagers. They had learned an important lesson, that joy and laughter are powerful tools for transformation. As the days turned into weeks, the village continued to bask in the transformative power of the monks' laughter. The villagers were now curious about the deeper meaning behind this constant joy. What was the secret that kept the monks laughing, even in the face of life's challenges? The village elder, Tao, decided to find out. He approached the monks one morning and sat with them as they laughed. He closed his eyes, letting the sound of their laughter wash over him. After a while, he felt a deep sense of peace and clarity. When he opened his eyes, he saw the monks smiling at him, their eyes filled with understanding. Tao took a deep breath and began to speak. "I see now that your laughter is not just for amusement. It is a teaching, a way of life. Can you help us understand the wisdom behind your laughter?" The monks, still smiling, nodded in unison. Though they did not speak, their actions conveyed their message. Tao understood that the monks' silence was part of their teaching. They wanted the villagers to discover the lessons for themselves through their own experiences and reflections. Tao began to observe the monks more closely, paying attention to their interactions and the way they lived their lives. He noticed that their laughter came from a deep sense of contentment and acceptance. They were fully present in each moment, finding joy in the simple act of being alive. The monks' laughter was a form of mindfulness, a practice of living in the here and now. They did not dwell on the past or worry about the future. Instead, they embraced each moment with an open heart and a joyful spirit. This was the essence of their teaching, to find happiness in the present moment, regardless of external circumstances. Inspired by this insight, Tao began to share his observations with the villagers. He gathered them together and spoke about the monks' teachings. "The monks have shown us that true happiness comes from within," he said. "Their laughter is a reminder that we have the power to choose joy, no matter what challenges we face." Tao explained that the monks practiced a form of Zen Buddhism, which emphasized living in the present moment and finding peace within oneself. The monks' laughter was a manifestation of their inner peace and contentment. It was a way of expressing gratitude for the gift of life and a reminder to cherish each moment. The villagers listened intently, eager to learn more. They began to practice mindfulness in their daily lives, just as the monks did. They paid attention to their thoughts and emotions, learning to let go of negativity and embrace positivity. They found joy in the simple things: a child's laughter, the warmth of the sun, the beauty of nature. As they practiced mindfulness, the villagers noticed a profound change in their lives. They felt more connected to each other and to the world around them. They experienced a sense of peace and contentment that they had never felt before. They realized that the monks' laughter was not just a fleeting sound, but a powerful tool for transformation. One day, as the monks prepared to leave the village, Tao gathered the villagers for a farewell gathering. The monks stood before them, their faces glowing with joy. Tao spoke on behalf of the village, expressing their gratitude for the monks' teachings. "Your laughter has been a gift to us," Tao said. "You have shown us the power of joy and mindfulness. We will carry your teachings in our hearts and continue to practice them in our daily lives." The monks nodded, their smiles wide and their eyes filled with warmth. They raised their hands in a gesture of farewell, and the villagers erupted in applause. As the monks walked away, their laughter echoed through the village, a lasting reminder of the lessons they had shared. The villagers watched as the monks disappeared into the horizon, their hearts filled with gratitude and inspiration. They knew that the monks' laughter had changed their lives forever. They had learned to find joy in the present moment, to embrace each day with an open heart, and to spread happiness wherever they went. The story of the three laughing monks reminds us that true happiness is not found in external circumstances, but within ourselves. By practicing mindfulness and finding joy in the present moment, we can transform our lives and the lives of those around us. The monks' laughter is a powerful teaching, a reminder that we have the power to choose joy and spread happiness in the world. The departure of the three laughing monks left a profound impact on the village. Their laughter continued to resonate in the hearts of the villagers, a constant reminder of the lessons they had learned. As the villagers went about their daily lives, they carried with them the essence of the monks' teachings. The once grumpy blacksmith Han now greeted everyone with a broad smile. His laughter, deep and hearty, became a beacon of joy in the village. People would gather at his forge, not just to have their tools repaired, but to share in the warmth of his laughter. Han's transformation was a testament to the power of the monks' teachings. He had learned to find joy in his work, and to spread that joy to others. May, the widow who had been living in solitude, found new purpose in her life. She opened her home to the children of the village, teaching them to cook and sew. Her house, once filled with silence, now echoed with laughter and the sounds of happy chatter. May discovered that in giving to others, she found healing and joy for herself. Jin, the mischievous boy, continued to be a source of joy and laughter in the village. His transformation from a troublemaker to a kind-hearted helper was an inspiration to everyone. Jin's laughter was pure and unburdened, a reminder of the simple, carefree joy that the monks had taught him. He became a symbol of the positive change that the monks' laughter had brought to the village. The village elder, Tao, took it upon himself to keep the monks' teachings alive. He organized weekly gatherings where the villagers could share their experiences and reflections. These gatherings became a time of bonding and learning, where laughter and joy were celebrated. Tao encouraged the villagers to practice mindfulness and to find joy in the present moment, just as the monks had taught. The villagers also began to share their newfound wisdom with neighboring villages. They spread the story of the three laughing monks, inspiring others to embrace joy and mindfulness. Slowly, the monks' laughter began to ripple outwards, touching the lives of many and creating a wave of positive change. The transformation of the village was not just about individual changes, but about a shift in the collective consciousness. The villagers learned to support each other, to find joy in their shared experiences, and to build a community based on love and laughter. They understood that happiness was not something to be pursued, but something to be embraced in each moment. The story of the three laughing monks teaches us that joy is a powerful force for transformation. It reminds us that happiness is not dependent on external circumstances, but comes from within. By practicing mindfulness and finding joy in the present moment, we can transform our lives and the lives of those around us. As we reflect on the monks' teachings, we can apply their wisdom to our own lives. We can choose to let go of our worries and embrace the present moment with an open heart. We can find joy in the simple things: a smile, a kind word, a shared laugh. We can spread happiness by being a source of joy for others. The monks' laughter is a reminder that life is meant to be enjoyed. It is a call to live fully, to embrace each moment, and to find happiness in the here and now. Their laughter teaches us that joy is not just a fleeting emotion, but a way of life. Let us carry the monks' teachings in our hearts and spread their laughter wherever we go. Let us choose joy, practice mindfulness, and create a world where happiness is shared and celebrated. In this way, we can honor the legacy of the three laughing monks and continue their mission of spreading joy and love.